What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today I wanted to run some more test cuts through my Cameo 4 Plus. This time I'm going to be using heat transfer vinyl. So the two vinyls I'm going to be using is BFlex vinyl, BFlex heat transfer vinyl, and ThermoFlex Plus heat transfer vinyl. I need to do some mask designs, so I'm going to be knocking out some vinyl. I wanted to test it out on the Cameo 4 Plus and see if my presets that I used to use on the Cameo 3 still work on the Cameo 4 Plus. Now, as most of you guys know, if you watch any of my videos when I was using the Cameo 3, I would select heat transfer vinyl smooth. That was the preset I used in the Silhouette software. I want to see if it's going to be the same exact thing, because if you watched my Cameo 4 Plus video, I tried my old faithful preset of Silhouette vinyl and it did not cut the decal vinyl out correctly the way I wanted to. So today we're going to test it out with the heat transfer vinyl. I'm going to use the preset heat transfer smooth, and we're going to see how it works out. So when I used to cut BFlex and ThermoFlex Plus on the Cameo 3, that's the setting I would use, and it cut out perfect every single time. Hopefully there's nothing different and it still works exactly the same on the Cameo 4 Plus. So let's check it out. Yo, so we just did some new test cut on the Cameo 4 Plus. This is heat transfer vinyl right here. Here's the other part of it, but I'm just weeding out a little piece that I need. We did heat transfer vinyl smooth. So heat transfer smooth on the presets. Didn't change none of the settings. We ran these through. This is BFlex vinyl. Heat transfer smooth on the presets on the Cameo 4 Plus went perfect. Here's one of the pieces that I already weeded out. And let's just try to pull this up and go all the way through here. So I just threw a few of these little mask G's on here, or these little G's I just put on masks. And we're going all the way through, weeding it out. As you can see, cut fine. We're just kind of moving along here, doing this barehanded. And boom. Go back through here, pull out the insides of the G's. Hopefully I got the camera pointed in the right direction. There you have it, heat transfer smooth. This was BFlex vinyl. Heat transfer vinyl, so it was mirrored. There you go. Didn't have to change the presets at all. Worked out perfect. Alright, let's weed out another piece right here. This is going to be a little bit of a smaller design, a little bit more detailed. And let's see if this weeds out good. So what I did was I just cut a little box around it so I could get in here and just weed it out. Let's see what happens. And it feels like it's coming up easy. Right. Worked. There you have it. Everything weeds up good. Looks good, feels good. Let's do the second one right underneath it. All the homies that I know that do vinyl, they all got light tables. Some of them bought really good light tables. Some of them got the cheap ones off of Amazon. I think I need to invest in one of those. Would make weeding a lot easier. Because I hate doing this, man. This is like the worst part about doing vinyl, is weeding. So for my first test cuts on using heat transfer vinyl, the settings I use were heat transfer smooth. That's what I use on the Silhouette Cameo 3 cutter, the old software. That was one of the presets that I always used. I never had to toggle any of the settings on there. Just always worked. Use that setting and I was always good to go. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. So there's a few more of those all around here, but I just wanted to weed out a few of them just to show you guys. There you go. These are just simple mask designs. Alright, so here's the settings that I'm using for the heat transfer vinyl. I'm using heat transfer smooth. Cut tool is the auto blade. I'm just going with force 4, speed 8. I didn't change anything. I just went with the regular preset. I just click heat transfer smooth and let it do its thing. Hopefully this helps you guys out. For me, these are the same exact settings that I was using on the Cameo 3 software, and it's proven to work with the Cameo 4 Plus when it comes to heat transfer vinyl. So for everybody asking, I use BFlex vinyl. This right here is ThermoFlex vinyl, and I'm using heat transfer smooth. All right, here we go. ThermoFlex. Grab my little tool here. We're gonna weed out this ThermoFlex. Let's see if it works. Let me just cut this piece off right here, a little bit of excess. See what happens. And weeds up good. This is once again ThermoFlex heat transfer vinyl. The settings were heat transfer smooth. I didn't change the blade, I didn't change the force or the speed or none of that, and it weeds out perfectly. ThermoFlex Plus heat transfer vinyl. Cameo 4 Plus. Cut settings, I just used the auto blade and I chose heat transfer smooth preset, loaded it up, ready to go. Yo, let me show you something real quick. Hold on, let me turn this down before I got hit with some of them copyrights. So the press is reading 380, right? I'm looking for 377. It just passed 377. It beeped. I stopped it. We're gonna hit it with the gun. 389, 392, 388, 390, 390. It's still saying 380. Now, the reason why it's doing that is because when your heat press is heating up, after it beeps and it says it's reached whatever temperature it's supposed to be at, it actually goes past that. So say my press, I need it to be at 377. I started it up, got it going to 377, it beeped. And then after it beeped, that means it went past 377. It probably went to like 395 or something, and now it's tapering back down to 377. So when you heat your press up, it's always good to actually just let it chill for a little bit after it beeps. Investing in one of these, which isn't a big investment, it's like 10 bucks or something like that. I got an Amazon link in the description for the same exact one that I use, but that thing helps you out. So if you were just going off of this and you just said, all right, it's at 377 or it's at 380, started pressing, and then you press too hot on your shirt, turn your transfers really brittle, scorch your shirt, whatever it is, because you didn't let the press come back down to its cruising temperature, right? So a lot of us think that right when the press heats up, it just heats up to 377 and then boom, it's there, it's ready to go. That's not how it works. So the way it goes is it goes way hotter than what it's supposed to, and then it comes back down to its little cruising temperature where it's supposed to be, and then you could start pressing. So invest in one of these so that way you can check your press. A lot of times people hit me up and they say, hey, it said press at 380, I pressed it at 380, and then it started cracking in the wash or whatever it is. A lot of times it could be because you're pressing way too hot. Your readout might say 380, but the actual press might be pressing way hotter than what it's saying until you let it come down and then kind of even out. Just a little tip for everybody that's been asking. Hopefully you guys still making money off of masks, because I know I am. Right here we got 42 of them. We just sold 42 today, so we're about to press them all up with some vinyl, get it going. But I know there's a lot of people that have been asking if I'm still making money off of masks, and I'm still printing on them, still making money. These are the lightweight ones, and we killing it still, man. It's cool, man. Easy money, you know what I mean? Let me turn this music down. Don't want to get hit right now. The press is at 377, and it looks like we already there. Boom. 377 on the press. That's what it's reading. We're ready to go. Pressing one of these right now. You guys seen me do this already. Crease it up here and here. All style t-shirt, size 2X. Pre-press as always, 2 to 3 seconds. No steam coming up, we good. Here's the transfer. Crease down the middle, we'll just pinch that top so you got the true center. 4 fingers down from the top. Eight seconds, 377. Hot peel. Boom. Alright, looks like everything worked out. Heat Transfer Smooth is still going to be my go-to preset whenever I'm cutting heat transfer vinyl. It worked with ThermoFlex Plus. It worked with the BFlex vinyl. Last thing I got to do is try it out on the Siser Easyweed. That's another vinyl brand that I use. I got to hit up Heat Press Nation and order some up. But I know that this preset works for BFlex and ThermoFlex, which is a really, really good thing. A lot of people were hitting me up and saying, how come I don't use the test cut feature on the Silhouette software? For myself, when you do the test cut, it cuts out like a little square and a triangle, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, for myself, I like to test out real world designs. You know what I mean? I want to run it through its paces exactly like I was going to use it. I rarely cut little squares and triangles, so running that test cut wouldn't tell me much. So I wanted to actually send it through like if I was just cutting out a regular job or certain designs that I do, I wanted to make sure that it'll cut it out. When I did it with the decal vinyl, obviously it showed I didn't get the cuts I wanted. But when you test stuff out, I always test it out with decal vinyl first, because decal vinyl is pretty cheap. You get it for like $1 or $2 for a yard. You can afford to mess up on a few sheets of that stuff. So it doesn't matter what the results are, if they come out good or bad. I just like to test things out with real world designs. Running that test cut is cool. It's a really cool feature. I like to see things run like if I was using it daily. You know what I mean? So if I'm just going to be loading it up and running it, that's exactly how I wanted to treat this thing when I tested it out. Luckily, with the heat transfer vinyl stuff, it worked out perfect. That preset still worked. Now I'm going to start tweaking the decal vinyl one and get it going. I did a few test cuts that I didn't film with the decal vinyl a week or two ago, and they came out okay, but I still wasn't thoroughly satisfied with the weeding out process. So I'm going to try to adjust maybe the force or the speed or some other settings that people are recommending in the comments and see how that works out. All right. If you guys got any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments. If you're still making money off of masks, make sure you leave it in the comments also. I'd love to hear about it. Appreciate everybody for messing with these vlogs. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.